Welcome back to Dragon Age Origins, and so I was actually going through the video, the last video I did, where we went through and cleared out the storage room there from all the big spiders, and the music for the game, particularly while we were inside the dungeon, was actually really loud, and that may have posed some hearing problems for anyone trying to actually listen to what I was saying. So I adjusted the volume a little bit. Hopefully it should be better. We're just on our way to talk to First Enchanter Irving. It looks like he has a quest for us here. But we're going to see if we can rat out our friend Jowan, who is trying to escape the circle. And our hopes of doing this is to get on the First Enchanter's good side, so that we are placed in a better position to be able to leave the tower. Now, if we had more confidence in Jowan's plan, we could just try to help him and escape the tower with him, as opposed to tricking him or deceiving him and ratting him out for an opportunity within the circle. Especially since we don't like the circle at all. But Elia thinks that this is her best course of action, so we're going to do that. Plus, we do know that Duncan, the Grey Warden, is here, and he's looking for recruits. We can't imagine that he wants a recruit that's going to bail and run the second she gets a chance, so...
I trust you saw Duncan back to his quarters?
Certainly did.
I'm glad you met him. He's a most honorable man.
He was. I agree, it was a privilege to have met him.
Grey Wardens are peerless warriors who sacrifice all for our sakes. We can learn much from them. Now, did you need something?
Yes, I want to talk to you about Jowan. Oh, but this is actually interesting. So he has blood magic books on his desk. We're going to ask about that. Why do you have books on blood magic on your desk?
I've removed them from the library. I was advised it might be unwise to leave them where any apprentice may read them. They will be put away somewhere very safe. Now, is there anything else?
Okay, so someone advised him that blood magic books shouldn't be out in the open. I can only imagine that that was one of the Templars. Either that or maybe one of the other higher up ranking mages, but I would suspect that it would have been the Templars, just because, well, maybe not, I don't know. It's hard to tell, just because there's a lot of the people, like that one mage we saw in the chantry earlier, or the chantry section of the tower. She was praying and acting like she didn't want to be a mage and wanted to get rid of her powers and all that, which is just ridiculous. So, could be a mage, reasonably, within this world. Regardless, we have to talk to him about Jowan. So, Jowan says he's going to be made tranquil.
And how does he know this? I suppose the young initiate he dallies about with revealed it to him. You think I didn't know? I did not become First Enchanter by keeping my eyes and ears shut.
So, that sounds like a really good thing we came and talked to him then, if that's the case, because if he knew that they were already having their private meetings and doing things that they shouldn't be, then he might actually already know that Jowan plans to escape. And if we would have went with him, maybe Irving would have known regardless of how careful we were. So then you must know that Jowan plans to escape the circle.
Oh, interesting. What more do you know?
Or not. I guess maybe he didn't know. Interesting. I only know he plans to destroy his phylactery.
And I suppose his lady friend is involved?
Yep.
Yes, she must be helping him. She would know more about the repository than he would. Do you know anything else?
No, I don't. That's a lie. I didn't come to him directly. Let's say Lily has the plan.
I suspected Lily would tell him of the impending rite if she found out, but I never expected they would have the gall to break into the repository.
So he's not quite as all-knowing as he tries to pretend. What should we do now?
Reporting him to Gregor and the Templars will accomplish nothing beyond what's already planned. If the Circle must punish one of its own, I will see the Chantry done the same courtesy. Lily will not walk free while my apprentice suffers.
So what's already planned? He's referring to Jowan being made tranquil. So we know that they're planning on making Jowan tranquil, and Jowan found out because of Lily telling him, because she has an in with the Templars, being one of the people in the Chantry. So now it is vicious of him to want Lily to suffer for this, but I, as Elia, we definitely agree that both of them, if anyone, should be punished. However, if Elia had it her way, Jowan should just be allowed to walk out of the tower regardless and not have to worry about Templars messing around and making him tranquil or killing him or something else. Yeah, let's point out how vicious he is. That's rather vicious of you.
And Chantry and Templars are models of magnanimity. They would make us all tranquil if they could, and call it a kindness. They fancy themselves our guardians, sitting smugly on their righteousness. The Chantry must be reminded that not all of them are blameless.
Well, can't disagree there. He already said he's not gonna just report them. He wants vengeance. So what are you getting at?
If we mention her involvement, the Chantry will say that she was framed. No, she must be caught in the act.
He did say that. He did say the Chantry protects us, which is rather funny if you think about it. But we're gonna go with this. You are right. The Chantry would do the same to us.
If you want to survive, you must learn the rules and realize that sometimes sacrifices are necessary. Jowan will become tranquil, but Lily must also face the consequences of her actions. How did you learn of their plan? Do they trust you?
They sure do. Or at least enough to tell me. Well, obviously we've already betrayed them, so that's not true. Jowan told me their intentions, but I don't know the plan.
Then do this. Learn the plan and offer to help carry out their scheme. With solid proof of their crime, we can act.
That's beyond the call of duty. What's in it for me?
No charge from me is beyond your duty to this circle, Mage. You must obey this order.
Hypocrite. Okay. So he's basically saying we have no choice. Just more of the typical mage life going on here. But we did bring this to him, so at least that might help with our perception in his eyes. So we're gonna go with I'll do as you ask.
Go. Convince them you will risk all for their cause. I will be outside the repository with a contingent of Templars. Let them see the mischief into which their initiate led our student. Perform well, and your dedication will be rewarded.
So no one's actually said why Jowan is going to be made tranquil yet. I happen to know, but I'm not going to say anything. For now. We'll find out by talking with him.
Are you going to help us?
Yes. You have my word, I'll help.
Thank you. We will never forget this.
Okay, so tell me your plan, make it quick.
I can get us into the repository, but there is a problem. There are 2 locks on the phylactery chamber door. The first enchanter and knight commander each hold 1 key. But it is just a door. There is power enough in this place to destroy all of Ferelden. What's a door to mages?
I doubt it's that simple. Yeah, what if it's a magical door?
We have no choice. We cannot get our hands on both keys. I once saw a rod of fire melt through a lock. You could get one from the stockroom, but Owain doesn't release such things to apprentices.
We're not an apprentice anymore, we just went through a howling, so he should be able to release one to us. Plus, that one other mage owes us a favor, so if anything else, we can talk to her. If needed. I'll go to the stockroom and retrieve this rod.
We should stay here. 1 mage at the stockroom will attract less attention than a mage, an apprentice, and an initiate.
Yes, you'd only slow me down.
Good luck. Our prayers go with you.
I don't think that's necessarily true. Depends how fast they move. But since this is a game, and they're both eager to get out of here, I imagine they'd move quickly.
Welcome to the Circle's stockroom of magical items. My name is Owain. How may I assist you?
I need a rod of fire.
Rods of fire serve many purposes. Why do you wish to acquire this particular item?
Why do you need to know?
It is procedure.
Fair enough. Ugh, I probably should have went with that research option. What can the rods be used for?
Some mages require them for their research. Others merely want to light fireplaces.
Either way, we sound suspicious because we asked that question, so I need the rod for my research into burning things.
Here is the form, Request for Rod of Fire. Have it signed and dated by a senior enchanter. I will release a rod to you once I have the signed form.
Alright, I'll be back shortly.
Thank you.
That one mage that was out here owes us that favor, so she should be able to sign our papers. There she is. There's something on the desk. Isn't there? No. Oh yeah, there is. Interesting. Usually that kind of stuff sparkles. But it didn't this time for whatever reason. Maleficarum. That's an interesting one, Maleficarum. But
It's good to see you again.
okay, you owe me a favor. Actually, let's go with this. Seen any sign of more spiders?
No, thank the Maker. You were pretty thorough. I don't think I could have done a better job. Thanks again.
Aw.
It's
Okay.
good to see you again.
You owe me a favor. How about signing this?
A rod of fire? Oh, sure, I could sign that. What would it hurt?
Here it is.
Right. There you go. How's that?
Thank you very much. Excellent, thank you.
It was a pleasure. You'll go far in the circle, I bet.
Not if I leave. Although we're turning in the only plan that we had to escape, so...
Welcome to the Circle's stockroom of magical items. My name is Owain. How may I assist you?
Rod of Fire.
Everything looks to be in order. Here is the rod you requested.
Okay, now we go talk to Jowan. He's waiting back in the chantry thing. Yeah, this place.
I hate waiting. It makes me nervous.
I have the Rod of Fire.
That was quick.
To the repository, then. Freedom awaits.
Okay. So they have weapons. I don't think Lily is a mage. What is she? Looks, she's a rogue. Those are all rogue abilities. Okay. So we're gonna give her a couple of weapons. There we go. Just in case. And the repository is actually down on the first floor. I almost went the wrong direction there. Lily's in the way. Get out of the way! What was that? Interesting. That actually looked like my force field spell. This is the repository right here. So if you look on the map, we came from here, went around, back into here.
The Chantry calls this entrance the Victim's Door. It is built of 277 planks, one for each original Templar. It is a reminder of all the dangers those cursed with magic pose.
Victim's Door, that's an interesting name. Particularly for a door. It doesn't look super impressive, it just looks like another door though.
The doors can be opened only by a Templar and a Mage entering together. The Chantry provides the password which primes the ward, and the Mage touches it with mana to release it.
How does the door know that someone from the Chantry is the one saying the password? I guess only people from the Chantry know the password, but I still think someone else could learn the password and say it. So maybe it's just someone that doesn't have magic has to say it. Whatever. So what must I do?
First, the password. Sword of the Maker, Tears of the Fade.
I heard something.
The password only primes the door. Now it must feel the touch of mana. Any spell will do, but hurry.
Cast? What are we casting? That was a snowflake. That must have been a frost spell.
Do you have the rod with you? Melt the locks off.
Use the rod on the locks. Nothing happened.
What's the matter? Why isn't it working?
Let's try again. Nothing happens again.
Lily, something's not right. I can't cast spells here. Nothing works.
These wards carved into the stone. This must be the Templars' work. They negate any magic cast within this area. I should have guessed. Why would Gregor and Irving use simple keys for such a door? Because magical keys don't work. How do you keep mages away from something? Make their powers completely worthless. That's it then. We're finished. We can't get in.
Okay, so what about that door over there? Where does it lead?
I don't know. Do you think it's another way in?
That door probably leads to another part of the repository. What are the chances of there being another entrance?
Worth a try.
We can't get into the chamber the way we planned, but we're not about to give up. We can see where this door leads, but I don't think it'll be easy. It looks locked for one.
Onward then.
Let's hurry, we've wasted enough time. I'm not giving up, we've come too far.
Blast that door open. It's not super impressive, but it works. Oh. That was a statue. That statue just came alive. Loot? Yay!
Of course.
Always loot. So this is our second dungeon experience, and with the autosave, as it sometimes does.
As you say. It will be done. Very well.
Lots of lyrium. Might come in handy if we ever run out of mana. I don't think we will, anytime soon, at least. Not until later in the game. If we were playing on a harder setting, we might, but the fights would be taking considerably longer, and we'd have a much higher chance of dying, like in every fight, especially as a mage, because we don't have much health.
Yes. Very well. As you say.
So that's actually why I like Walking Bomb. It just blows everything up around the target once the target dies. Now, if I remember correctly, it doesn't actually work on these guys for some reason.
Yes. Of course.
I will do it. I can't wait to get out of here. These things are not of the Maker.
Yes.
Okay, so the Maker is her god, and she's saying that whatever these are not the Maker, which might be true. I mean, they look like constructs, so magical constructs. They were probably made by magic in some form.
Very well.
Okay, so you see this, how it has a yellow title? That's like a different type of enemy. So the ones with yellow titles are better, like were harder to beat than the white names. It means they're an elite, usually. Now, if you ever see a title that is like a red-orange, that is a boss. Or something more difficult. So there's like a boss class and there's a elite boss class. So, but they're both the orange-red. You'll know the difference because just a regular boss will go down a lot faster. The elite bosses are the big ones at major turning points in the game. And we shouldn't have to worry about the elite bosses anytime soon. Anything in here? Let's look around. It's a really tall roof, which is always nice. Unnecessary, but... Those are windows of some kind up there, but...
Of course.
Okay, everybody on this guy.
Turn and run! I will do it.
They knocked me down.
As you say. I knew we could not lose.
No, we missed a door back here, so we're gonna go back and do that. This door. Nothing in here, just chests.
It will be done.
Loot is always good though, so even though we're not really using any of it. I could equip these two with loot, but I'm not going to. We're basically turning them into the authorities, so they're not going to stick around very long.
Foes approach. Of course. I knew we could not lose. As you say. It will be done.
Nothing in there. Glowy box in here. Another box in there.
Very well. Enemies
More
ahead.
enemies.
Very well. Be careful.
Aren't they coordinating?
I knew we could not lose.
There we go. So it actually looks like the explosion on the walking bomb hurts the mage guys, the white mage
We'll need
guys.
another way into the phylactery chamber. Let's explore the repository.
That's what we're doing. But the explosion hurts them,
It will be
but
done.
we can't actually cast the spell on them. Okay, so we just picked up a staff, it looked like. This one. Oh yeah, that's a lot better. Yeah.
Wow, that old wall's about to come down any moment. What do you think this does?
Why does the Circle keep so many Tevinter artifacts in storage?
It's
Why not?
history, Lily. And it's fascinating.
So Tevinter is actually a completely different country. We're in Ferelden at the moment. Tevinter, we'll learn a lot more about it in different games. Even more about it in this game, but not as much in this game as in some of the other games. But Tevinter is basically a country to the north that is completely ruled by mages. So they don't have circles, for one thing. I'm not going to say anything else for now. I don't think this one's decorative.
I've seen pictures of things like this. They amplify any spell cast into them. I bet we could use this to break into the phylactery chamber.
Okay, I suppose we could amplify the rod's power.
See where the mortar might be decaying behind that bookcase? Let's take a closer look.
Let's talk of the statue first.
There's something odd about that statue.
I wonder who it is.
Greetings.
Maker's breath, did it just say something?
I am the essence and spirit of Eleni Zenobia, once consort and advisor to Archon Valerius. Prophecy my crime, cursed to stone for foretelling the fall of my lord's house.
Who's Archon Valerius?
I'm not sure. The Archons were the lords of the Imperium.
Forever shall you stand on the threshold of my proud fortress, he said, and tell your lies to all who pass. But my lord found death at the hands of his enemies, and his once proud fortress crumbled to dust, as I foretold.
A Tevinter statue! Don't listen to it. The Tevinter lords dabbled in many forbidden arts. This is a wicked thing.
Your bias is showing. How did they do this? She's still alive.
Weep not for me, child. Stone they made me, and stone I am, eternal and unfeeling. And I shall endure till the Maker returns to light their fires again.
That's interesting. So, whatever the statue is, seems to believe in the Maker as well. Do you need help?
No help can be given me, for this is my doom and my destiny.
Ambiguous rubbish, it could mean anything. I can do it too. The sun grows dark, but lo, here comes the dawn.
Stop talking to it. Please, both of you.
I guess we don't have a choice, so we can't do much with it anyway.
Come on, Jowan. Let's go.
That's too bad. Oh well.
It should be pretty easy to get this out of the way.
Okay, if that's the case, move the bookcase, Jowan.
I can't do it on my own. You have to help me. If we work together, we can shift it. Come on.
So much for it being easy.
Now we just need to find a way to get through this wall.
We already know a way.
Use this with the rod. I'm sure it'll work. Hurry, the clock's ticking.
Holy. Yeah,
This is the phylactery chamber.
that was definitely
It
a big
worked.
explosion.
We must find Jowan's phylactery. Quickly.
Yeah, we'll get there. Let's look around.
It shouldn't be hard to find. There aren't many phylacteries here.
We will need to fight
Little
shortly.
fight here.
I'm not sure I'm cut out for this.
Looking for trouble, are we?
You cannot stand
Leave
against
us
the will
alone!
of the Maker. Ah! Ah!
Anything in here? No. Okay, these are phylacteries. Little vials of blood. You need to find Jowan's. Oh. Why is his on an altar? That's kind of weird.
That's my phylactery! You found it! I can't believe this tiny vial stands between me and freedom. So fragile. So easy just to be rid of it. To end its hold over me.
Creepy.
And I am free.
Yeah, good for you. So, it's giving us the opportunity to be like, hey, yo, I turned you in already, you're not free. But we're not going to do that. And there's no fun in that. we did not expect a larger room, because all of the phylacteries are moved to another location once people become mages, and we just found that out, having become a mage ourselves with our harrowing. Alright, the sooner we're out of here, the better.
I do not want to stay here a moment longer.
So that was the door that we couldn't get through at the beginning. We can open it from the inside, but not from the outside. So the magic only works one way, I guess. Let's level up before we leave. Get some more cunning and a little bit more magic. Yeah, we'll keep coercion. Keep that going. And that's always a fun ability. Telekinetic weapons. I like it, so put that over there. So this is a sustained ability. It means that we have to constantly have a little bit of our mana used to keep it up. So that's why our blue bar went down, because we're using mana to sustain the ability. And while that ability is active, all the weapons that other people have equipped in our party glow, kind of like the weapons that Lily has on. And it gives them a bonus to their damage when they're hitting stuff. So it's pretty good to have if you have a lot of melee allies. So warriors, rogues, anyone who doesn't use a bow or a staff or magic. I do kind of want her robe. Can I trade it? Yeah, I'll give her the apprentice robe instead. Yeah, see, that's super ugly in comparison, in my opinion.
We did it! I can't believe it! Thank you. We could never have...
So what you said was true, Irving.
Should we reveal ourselves? Yeah. You two are in big trouble.
An initiate conspiring with a blood mage. I'm disappointed, Lily. She seems shocked, but fully in control of her own mind. Not a thrall of the blood mage, then. You were right, Irving. The initiate has betrayed us. The Chantry will not let this go unpunished. And this one. Newly a mage and already flouting the rules of the circle.
Whoa, wait.
It's not her fault. This was my idea.
She is here under my orders, Gregor. I take full responsibility for her actions.
Excellent.
Wait, you led us into a trap?
Well, I did have a choice, and I'm not sorry. We could have been, like, a nicer person to Jowan. Like, this could have gone a lot differently. But it didn't, so your foolish plan was doomed from the start.
Don't you dare speak to me.
Enough! As Knight Commander of the Templars here assembled, I sentence this blood mage to death. And this initiate has scorned the Chantry and her vows. Take her to Aenar.
The Mage's prison. No. Please, no. Not there.
No! I won't let you touch her!
Whoa. Okay, so that is what he did to He was probably reading the Blood Mage books.
By the Maker, blood magic. How could you? You said you never...
I admit, I dabbled. I thought it would make me a better mage.
Blood magic is evil, Jowan. It corrupts people, changes them.
I'm going to give it up. All magic. I just want to be with you, Lily. Please come with me.
I trusted you. I was ready to sacrifice everything for you. I don't know who you are, Blood Mage. Stay away from me.
Are you all right? Where's Gregor?
I knew it. Blood magic. But to overcome so many, I never thought him capable of such power.
We didn't know he was a blood mage, but this is actually one of the awesome things about this storyline. If you paid attention while we were going around talking to people and exploring the circle earlier, I think it was in episode 2 and maybe a little bit episode 3. Regardless, when we were going around talking with everyone in the circle, we got subtle hints that somebody was using blood magic. So we did have like all the setup for this. It was beautiful, well executed. One of the many reasons I like this game. Okay, so he's a blood mage. We don't have a problem with that because we don't see a problem with blood magic, but we can't say that to these people because then we'll be considered just as bad as Jowan in their eyes. Yeah, I can't believe he just did that.
None of us expected this. Are you all right, Gregor?
As good as can be expected given the circumstances. If you had let me act sooner, this would not have happened. Now we have a blood mage on the loose and no way to track him down.
Yeah, we want to keep on the good side, so he can't have gone far. You could still capture him.
Believe me, we will use our every resource. Where is the girl?
I am here, sir.
You helped a blood mage. Look at all he's hurt.
We actually agree with this the most. You forced Jowan's hand. But we're not going to say that because, again, we don't want to anger Mr. Knight Commander or the first enchanter over there, wherever he is. I think he's hiding in the background. Yes, Lily, you should have known better.
Knight Commander, I was wrong. I was accomplice to a blood mage. I will accept whatever punishment you see fit, even Aenar.
Get her out of my sight. And you were in a repository full of magics that are locked away for a reason.
Did you take anything important from the repository?
Okay, so no point in lying. Yes, the staff, you can have it back if you like.
Huh. Some honesty, at last. But your antics have made a mockery of this circle. What are we to do with you?
Nothing. I was just doing what I was told.
As I said, she was working under my orders.
And this improves the situation? The phylactery chamber is forbidden to all save you and me.
I had my reasons.
You're not all-knowing, Irving. You don't know how much influence the Blood Mage might have had. How are we to deal with this?
Knight Commander, if I may, I'm not only looking for mages to join the King's army, I'm also recruiting for the Grey Wardens. Irving spoke highly of this mage, and I would like her to join the Warden ranks.
What? You've promised him a new Grey Warden?
She has served the Circle well. She would make an excellent Grey Warden.
We look for dedication in our recruits. Fighting the Darkspawn requires such dedication, often at the expense of all else.
I object. You say she operated under your instructions, Irving. But I do not trust her. I must investigate this issue, and I will not release this mage to the Grey Warden.
Okay, so interesting thing is, regardless of whether we chose to side with Jowan or not, this will end up ending the same way. So if we chose not to tell Irving about anything, like just keep it to ourselves, we would still go and get the fire rod, we'd still go and clear out the dungeon with the spiders, we'd still go down and try and get his phylactery. Ours, of course, would not be there. The dialogue options would be a bit different, especially in this conversation. And then when Jowan flees there, he would still end up fleeing, and he would still go alone without you and without the Chantry sister, leaving you to basically take the blame for everything. And then Duncan here would come in and use his power as a Grey Warden to basically save you from execution, because if you don't talk to Irving and get on his good side, he has no reason to take your side in this, and he will basically condemn you, just like the Knight Commander there. And the Knight Commander is resolute on the idea of executing you for helping a Blood Mage, even if you try to deny it last minute. But in the end, we do end up going to the same place. So just a fun fact there. And this is actually also the end of our mage introduction. After we leave the circle with Duncan here, everything from all of the other starting points, this is where the story merges into one story. So regardless of which origin you picked, like if you're a dwarf, a human, or an elf, and regardless of where you started, everyone ends up with Duncan in the end. We'll talk a little bit more about the other origins later on when they become relevant. If the Grey Ones will have me, I will gladly go.
Rhaegar, mages are needed. This mage is needed. Worse things plague this world than blood mages. You know that. I take this young mage under my wing and bear all responsibility for her actions.
This mage does not deserve a place in the Order.
Why? Do we not reward service? This mage has served the Circle well. You have an opportunity few even dream of. Do not squander it.
Alright, what lies in store for me?
We must make our way to Ostagar, where the king's army is camped. You will be initiated there. I will explain more when the time comes.
Let's not be resentful. We'll just thank the first enchanter because he helped us, and he vouched for us, and he hooked us up with this arrangement, so...
Come. Your new life awaits.
And now this is where all of the plot points merge, essentially.
We will be traveling south through the hinterlands to the ruin of Ostagar, on the edges of the Korkari Wilds. The Tevinter Imperium built Ostagar long ago to prevent the Wilders from invading the northern lowlands. It's fitting we make our stand here, even if we face a different foe within that forest. The King's forces have clashed with the Darkspawn several times, But here is where the bulk of the horde will show itself. There are only a few Grey Wardens within Ferelden at the moment, but all of us are here. This blight must be stopped, here and now. If it spreads to the north, Ferelden will fall.
Ho there, Duncan.
King Cailan. I didn't expect
a royal welcome? I was beginning to worry you'd miss all the fun.
Not if I could help it, Your Majesty.
Then I'll have the mighty Duncan at my side in battle after all. Glorious. The other wardens told me you'd found a promising recruit. I take it this is she?
Allow me to introduce you, Your Majesty.
There's no need to be so formal, Duncan. We'll be shedding blood together after all. Ho there, friend. Might I know your name?
He's just so jolly. I don't think his armor is all that useful, considering it looks like it's all made out of gold. Maybe it's just painted, but either way, expensive. Can we skip the introductions? It's been a long trip.
I remind you that you speak to the King of Ferelden.
Don't worry, Duncan. You must both be eager to reach your tents. Have you any news before I go?
Your uncle sends his greetings and reminds you that Redcliffe forces could be here in less than a week.
Ha! Eamon just wants in on the glory. We've won 3 battles against these monsters, and tomorrow should be no different.
So he's disregarding the fact that he has reinforcements on the way, because everything seems fine from his perspective. Duncan doesn't seem quite as sure, because everything that he said about this makes it seem like this is a serious threat, and the king here is not taking it all that seriously. You sound very confident.
Overconfident, some would say. Right, Duncan?
Your Majesty, I'm not certain the blight can be ended quite as quickly as you might wish.
I'm not even sure this is a true blight. There are plenty of darkspawn on the field, but alas, we've seen no sign of an archdemon.
Ooh.
Disappointed, Your Majesty?
I'd hoped for a war like in the tales. A king riding with the fabled Grey Wardens against a tainted god. But I suppose this will have to do. I must go before Loghain sends out a search party. Farewell, Grey Wardens.
So, if this is a blight, they haven't actually seen the archdemon yet, and the only way it can be a blight is if there is an archdemon. So...
What the king said is true. They've won several battles against the darkspawn here.
So, yeah, that's interesting. I wonder if Duncan knows more than he's letting on. Yet you don't sound very reassured.
Despite the victory so far, the darkspawn horde grows larger with each passing day. By now they look to outnumber us. I know there is an archdemon behind this, but I cannot ask the king to act solely on my feeling.
So he says he knows, so that implies that he has no doubt that there's an archdemon somewhere. But he's not saying anything other than that. He's just saying that he knows and that it's a feeling. What would you have him do?
Wait for reinforcements. We sent a call out west to the Grey Wardens of Orlais, but it will be many days before they can join us. Our numbers in Ferelden are too few. We must do what we can and look to Teyrn Loghain to make up the difference. To that end, we should proceed with the joining ritual without delay.
What do you mean? What ritual?
Every recruit must go through a secret ritual we call the joining in order to become a Grey Warden. The ritual is brief, but some preparation is required. We must begin soon.
More rituals for us. We already went through our harrowing. It was worth it, clearly, because now we get to see the outside world. This is like our first time actually seeing any of this stuff. It's crazy. So she's super excited. But yeah, let's ask this. Why is the ritual secret?
The joining is dangerous. I cannot speak more of it except to say that you will learn all in good time. Until then, You must trust that what is done is necessary.
Fair enough. Is this anything like the harrowing?
It is an ordeal. I'm sorry that you must endure another so soon.
Fair enough. Yeah, am I the only recruit you have?
No, there are 2 other recruits here already. They have been waiting for us to arrive.
Cool, cool. What do you need me to do?
Feel free to explore the camp here as you wish. All I ask is that you do not leave it for the time being. There is another Grey Warden in the camp by the name of Alistair. When you're ready, seek him out and tell him it's time to summon the other recruits. Until then, I have business I must attend to. You may find me at the Grey Warden tent on the other side of this bridge, should you need to.
Okay. We got some codexes. Aonar. That's that prison place that Lily was sent to. Tranquil. Winter Imperium, Darkspawn, Quarry Wilds. There's a lot. Grave Wardens, King Kaelin, Loghain, ranked creatures, sustained abilities, locked items, blah blah blah. Mark all is red. We're good. Okay, so time to explore a bit. Duncan's on his way. We have to talk to him when we're ready, after we talk to that guy named Alistair. Check that out. Big tower. Can we go there? Nope. What's this guy have to say?
The Tower of Ishal is off limits. The men stationed inside are securing it now.
What is the tower?
I think they used it once to watch for wilders coming out of the forest.
Why is the tower off limits?
By orders of Tairn Loghain. The tower is being secured by his men to be used during battle. I'm told they discovered some lower chambers, and they don't know how far down they go, so for now, everyone's to stay out.
Lower chambers?
I didn't see anything like that when I was there, but who knows?
That sounds suspicious. This is a pretty large ruin.
Goes back to the time of the Tevinter Imperium. Dwarven make. That's probably why it's still standing.
See, that is interesting right there. The fact that it's dwarven. That implies that the dwarves had a kingdom on the surface at some point. And what we know of the dwarves in this game so far, and what we will continue to learn, is that they are stuck underground. Their kingdom is underground. We'll learn more about that when we go visit the dwarves. I actually really like the dwarven area, so...
Make a speed your steps.
Okay, that was interesting. Something to keep in mind, too. I mean, so this actually does come up again. Dwarven stuff that is, like, on the surface. I don't think it appears again in this game. Yeah, not until the DLC stuff, I guess, but we'll talk more about it when it comes. We're not allowed to leave, but we are allowed to explore this area. So, talk to people, find loot, check out the view, big valley, mountains in like every direction basically. Yeah. Looks like some kind of swamp.
Make her watch over you, my lady.
He didn't have anything good to say. Oh, here we go. So this is a locked chest. And because I'm a mage, I won't be able to open it. I'm going to encounter more stuff like this until we can find a rogue to join us in our adventures. But the only way to guarantee that you'll be able to open every chest in the game is to start this game as a rogue yourself. And I believe I mentioned it while we were doing our character creation, but each different class, like warrior, rogue, mage, they each have different perks as we play through the game, different things they'll be able to do. It affects their story in different ways, and the rogue has something that is particularly interesting for them. Towards the end of the game, mostly. I can mention more about it once we get there. But for now, I guess we'll just try and stick to this camp area. I like the architecture around here. It's nice. Now, this is obviously not all dwarven make, because this statue is just like the statue we saw in the basement of the circle, and we know that the statue down there was Tevinter make. So I'm getting the impression that the stuff like this tower over here was dwarven make, but maybe a lot of the rest of it was Tevinter, or maybe there was some kind of collusion between dwarves and Tevinter at some point. Who knows? An interesting thing to know is that Tevinter, even though it's in the north, the empire that they used to have in the past in this world used to cover like basically the entire this entire area. It covered all of Ferelden.
Hey, you must be the Grey Warden recruit that Duncan brought.
All of Ferelden was a part of the Tevinter Empire.
This place hasn't seen such bustle in centuries, I'll wager. Need a hand getting anywhere?
Where's Duncan's tent?
Not far. It's straight ahead, just past the royal encampment. Most of your fellas are in the valley with the army, but the recruits seem to be staying up here for now.
So he basically just told us that we're not going to get to meet any other Grey Wardens for now, other than the recruits who are like us, they're just joining, and Duncan, and Alistair, I guess. I'm looking for a Grey Warden named Alistair.
Try heading north. I think he was sent with a message to the mages.
Fair enough. And we'll get to go see those mages. Maybe we'll see Wynn and, what was his name? Uldred. Yeah, Uldred. Tell me about Ostagar.
Used to be a fortress long time ago, so I understand. Back in the days when the Wilders used to invade the lowlands. You were just on the eastern side of the ruin. The Tower of Ishal is there, but Tairn Logain's closed it off until the battle.
Yep.
This side is the King's camp. We've got the Grey Wardens here, the Circle of Magi, the Chantry. You can't swing a dead cat without hitting somebody important.
It's an interesting analogy. We already knew that the Magi were here. The Circle was here. Where's the king?
Probably in his tent. He and Tairn Logain are on the southwest side of the camp. The king likes to spend time with his soldiers, though. Sometimes even without his bodyguards. Drives Tairn Logain wild, that does.
Fair enough. Is there anywhere to get supplies?
Quartermaster. He's just a bit to the northwest.
I actually don't hear any dogs. Normally, you would hear dogs in the background.
This is Ferelden, isn't it? The king has his kennels on the west side of camp. Stinks from all the hounds. These aren't cute puppies, though. Some of those dogs bite the darkspawn and get too much of that blood in them. It's like poison. Slow, painful death. Terrible.
Okay, I'll be on my way.
Good luck to you then.
Just open that Codex Ostagar. It just talks about the ruins, and I think we'll call it. Yeah, I'll call it here for now. And then we'll explore the rest of the camp and go talk to Alistair next time. Thank you. Take care.